Hey there, this is Demon Machine going at you, recorded from PAX. And here we are with the executive producer of Firefall.
What's up, what's happening?
James. His online name is Thrasher, so you might see him in game. James, do you have any initial words?
What's up, what's happening? Thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate your support. We're super excited to be here at PAX East 2012. We're actually doing some really kind of cool things here. This is the first show ever that we've been at where we've actually had our computers connecting directly to our beta servers. And it's been a big week for the team, big week for the project. On Monday morning, we actually turned our servers on for 24/7 operation. And I hope and plan to leave those running for as many years as you guys come and enjoy Firefall. Friday morning, yesterday, we actually lifted our non-disclosure agreement, which was another huge step for the game, meaning all beta testers are now free and clear to go post screenshots, videos, their own commentary, their own opinions on the game. I hope that's all positive, but regardless, we want to get the word out. We want people hearing about Firefall and being able to experience it themselves.
Very nice, very nice. I have enjoyed the game quite a bit since I've been in the beta, and one of my favorite things thus far is gliding. But it's very difficult. You have some. I know a lot of people have questions if you're going to really work it out some more. Is it not working properly at the moment, or how do you describe that?
Yeah, it's a pretty hardcore mechanic right now. So we're actually going to tune it down, make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit more accessible. Yeah. We really want Firefall to be an accessible game, and so we really design a lot of mechanics to invite a wide range of shooter fans. But we also want to offer kind of rewards for the hardcore shooters, for the high-end ceiling, the skill ceiling, for people to really kind of become a master of the game and a master of our movement abilities and our weapons and our abilities. And so we're going to continue to kind of fine-tune that over the course of the next several months in beta to make sure that we have that sweet spot of making sure people can glide, but also rewarding people who are really good at the mechanic.
Yes, exactly. And one of the biggest things you guys are pushing is you want to be an esport. You want to be out there with seasons and stuff like that. What do you have planned for that in the future? What can you tell us at the moment?
We see esports and competitive game types being a really big part of Firefall, and we want to go all the way with Firefall. So we have big plans around everything from armies. You'll be able to join up with an army, which is your online clan, and it's much, much more than just the social construct of being able to get together with friends and see who's online. You'll actually have a shared army stats board where you can actually see how you do in different map types and how you're doing against other armies. You'll be able to join leagues and compete in season-long leagues against other armies. So you'll actually have kind of your nemesis, the armies that you're really trying to go after in PvP matches, which will eventually bleed over perhaps into an open world experience, but we'll talk about that later. We also have ladders, so you can actually challenge your way up ladders, and additional tournaments. So you'll be able to log in and say, hey guys, let's log in Thursday night and let's participate in a pickup tournament, be able to queue up with other armies and actually see where you are in the brackets and see who you're about to play over the coming hours.
Nice. So with the PvP, do you have a set team size that you want to shoot for, or is it you're going to have a 3s, 5s, 10s? I don't know what's the max team size with these armies.
Yeah. So we're very community driven in our game development kind of methodology. We always want to hear from you, the gamers. We want to hear what you want to see, because that's ultimately we're making the game for you. And so one of the things that we actually got a lot of great feedback on already is that for a very competitive map, people really like to have team sizes of 5 people. Anything more, and it gets to be a real challenge to get your teams together to practice and actually compete in tournaments. And so we have maps right now that are 10 on 10, 15 on 15, and a couple that are 5 on 5. And the next couple maps we're going to build are probably going to be focused around that spot, because it really gives you a chance to be competitive and for you to kind of really carry a significant portion of the effort for your team and to kind of show off your skills.
Excellent, excellent. It sounds like we're going to have a great time. I just can't wait. I'm sure everybody from here can't wait. Where do we go to sign up for the beta, or to get in as fast as we can? And do you have any expected release date at the moment where it comes to actually coming out?
Sure. So hey, if you're interested in Firefall the game, please go to firefallthegame.com. That's firefallthegame.com. You're able to sign up for an account for our forums. You'll be able to participate with our community and learn about the game and actually see kind of new updates, new announcements as we make them. Periodically, we'll be grabbing participants, active participants in our forums, and giving them beta keys to join the beta. So if you really want to get in the beta, please make sure to post in our forums. Be a really positive contributor to our community, because we care so much about having a strong community. I mean, this is something that we really want to build the game on. When new players come and join the game, we really want to have a warm, welcoming experience for them and for people to kind of look out for each other and to really make sure that people are having fun. And so the more you contribute to the fun of other participants, other community members, the more likely you'll be chosen to join our beta in the near future. A second option if you are friends with someone who is in the beta, we do give out keys to all of our beta testers. And again, this is to try to build a really strong community in-game. So every couple of weeks we'll give 1 or 2 invites out to people who are currently testing. And the reason there is we really want to make sure that they're picking people to test that really care about the game and want to play Firefall. And secondly, everyone who's in the beta knows at least one person, the person that invited them. So those are 2 great ways to get into the beta. If you happen to be in Boston tomorrow, and you can bum a ticket off someone to come to PAX East 2012, everyone who's playing at the show floor is automatically being enrolled in the beta.
Sweet. Well, I do want to... The classes? Oh, can you give us a quick rundown of the different classes that are in the game?
Absolutely. So Firefall is a class-based shooter. Your classes, though, are derived by the equipment that you're wearing. So it's not like a fantasy RPG where you pick a class and you're the mage from here on out and you shoot fireballs, right? It's you can change your equipment loadout, and you can do this on the fly in a PvP match, which is really important for you to be able to basically call an audible as a team and change up your strategy. And so your equipment really kind of is defined by the battle frame. There are 5 different types of battle frames. We have the Assault, which is really kind of our offensive strength class. He's the soldier that gets in and dishes out damage. We have the Medic, who's your kind of support role, really standing behind the team, backing people up, healing people, keeping them in the upright position and healthy. The Engineer is really more of a kind of tactical, he has deployables that he can actually build around the map. And so if you're defending an objective, the Engineer can build a charged pulse generator. Over time, it charges up a charge, and when enemies come near, it'll actually send out a pulse, blasting everyone far away from the objective. You can build deployable force fields, you can build turrets, and so forth and so forth. The Recon, of course, is our sniper class, and a lot of people just love sniping, and so that's the class for you if you like to stand back and pick people off and you want to be rewarded for pixel-perfect accuracy with headshots. That's the class for you. And then lastly, we have the Dreadnought, who is our heavy machine gun guy. He has a lot more health than anyone else, happens to move a little bit slower, but he's got a heavy machine gun. A lot of his abilities and alt fires for his weapons are around protection, so he can increase how much armor he has. He can use his heavy machine gun can actually open up an energy force field that can actually reflect or bounce shots back at enemies. It always feels good to kill someone with their own plasma gun. Yes, it's awesome.
Yes, it does.
5 classes, but really we've designed Firefall to allow you to completely customize how each of your classes play. And you do this through customizing and kind of tricking out the equipment that you have loaded. So you can kind of think about it like a racing car game, where you can get a new chassis, and that's your battle frame, but then you can trick out the engine and the suspension and the tires and so forth and so forth. And so you can change what abilities you have installed. You can actually install battle frame modules into the battle frame to give you better jump jets, to give you more air control, to give you more health regeneration or damage mitigation or run speed improvements, etc., etc.
Yeah.
You know, it's we've gone to a couple different conferences, and sometimes we really highlight our PvP, our competitive esports maps, and people walk away thinking it's a competitive esports game.
Right.
And then at other conferences we show our open world cooperative experience, and people don't realize there's the competitive esports side. So it's important to really call out that our game combines the best of both worlds. We really set out to make our dream game. We're a bunch of gamers down in California. We wanted to make the most kick-ass online team-based action shooter possible, and we believe that starts with the core combat system, which we've built, and we've added on layers of features and content and experiences that we've come to love from other games. So things like a massive shared persistent open world where your contribution makes an impact. You actually can impact the world. Things happen. We have a lot of dynamic encounters and events that happen, and if players ignore them, well, guess what? Things like the Chosen will actually amass larger armies, and they'll build more confidence. Next thing you know, they'll be attacking and taking over watchtowers or encampments, or worst off, taking over Copacabana or one of the other major cities that players need and want to go and have kind of that social hub, and also that's where you gather missions and you can call down thumpers from and refine resources. So there's this whole massive amount of the game outside of the competitive esports side of the game, but they actually kind of tie in perfectly with one another.
So when you were talking about thumpers, that was actually what I was going to say, was that you like coining the new phrase thumping parties.
Yeah. Well, we're a very social game, right? And yes, people always ask, hey, can I solo? Absolutely, man. If you're logging in at 3 in the morning and you just want to kind of do your own thing, no problem, you can. But I'll be honest with you, we really are designing this game to be a team game. We really kind of believe that people have more fun when they're playing with their friends. And so the very first thumper that you get, and the thumper is a mechanical kind of personal mining device, right? So you'll go out in the open world, you'll scan for resources, you'll call down a thumper, you actually get your hands on those resources, you'll take them back to town and refine them, right? The very first thumper that you get is a tiny thumper, and this is one that you can manage on your own. It's challenging, but you can do it on your own. And the longer you keep the thumper down on the ground, the more resources you get, but the more creatures will be attracted to the area, and they'll be attacking the thumper and attacking you. As soon as you step up to the light thumper, this is the only one step up, you're really going to need a party. You want to have a thumping party. And you really want to have like maybe 3 people join you, because there are a ton of animals or creatures attacking you, and even some that are very, very challenging, very, very difficult. So it's an exciting opportunity to kind of come together with friends and go out in the world, participate in different dynamic events, collect resources, or jump into PvP for some fragging fun.
So just more of a technical question for me. With the resources, how do you guys manage that? Like, if I go and mine in this area, is the resource going to deplete, and does it replenish at some time?
Yeah, so one thing that was really important for us, we really want the world to feel dynamic. And so all of our efforts around our technology for this sort of encounter, this sort of experience, are really supporting dynamic. The server kind of picks things. We have what we call Gaia, our global AI architecture, and it really is around the encounters being kind of spun up and designed to be spawned in different locations based off what players are doing or what they're not doing, based off what the Chosen have been doing, based on time of day or time of week. And our resources are no different. We actually spawn resource veins of different types of resources and different rarities of resources all over the zones, all over the worlds. Now, certain areas, certain regions will be richer in certain types of resources, right? Yeah. So coralite, you go to Coral Forest to collect. But ferrite might actually be farther down by Sunken Harbor. And so players will kind of learn over time where these resources generally are. But then when they're scanning, they're going around and scanning with a scanning hammer, which is a big mallet that you slam down on the ground. It sends out shockwaves, and then you actually take a seismic reading, and you detect the kind of frequency of the response to actually zero in on what specific resources you're looking for, right? Once you find the resource you want, you can call it on a thumper and harvest it. A couple thumpers in an area, and that resource is going to be gone. And so the server will then kind of randomly find a time and a place to spawn another resource vein of that type.
So with the population ever increasing in the thing, are you guys going to have to manage to, throw up these veins more often? Because if you have, right now you might find 10 to 15 people in an area, but when suddenly there's 300 in an area.
We'll continue to adjust that as we get beta feedback. Yeah. We do really kind of want there to be this again, social game, right? We really want to have this need for players to kind of help each other out and to trade and to work out deals. Well, hey, we'll watch your harvester while in exchange for some ferrite or some brimstone, right? And so we definitely need more data, some more feedback on the density of resources. It's a big part of the game, so we definitely want to make sure you can find resources and actually collect them. But how often or how easy it is to find those rare resources is still something we want to decide on.
Well, it sounds like you guys got your hands full. So I do want to thank you for being with us. Do you have any last words?
Well, hey, I just, we're very excited about where we're at today. We're building this game for gamers, man. We're building this for you guys. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear feedback. We thank you all so very much for the support. It means the world to us. And if you would love to join us, please go to firefallthegame.com and sign up for our beta account. We look forward to seeing you online. Thanks.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure talking with you. And to see any more interviews, tune into right here at blgaming.com, and we will have plenty more coming up.
Oh, yeah.